How's it going, everybody? It's Michael Pratt with the Modern Daily Grind. Yes, how's it going? I'm pretty sure today's October 15th. I kind of get my dates all jumbled up with working the two jobs. On my way to the third shift one right now. It's a little rainy outside, so I apologize if I give a little bit less attention to the camera and a little bit more attention to the road. There's a couple things I want to talk about today. One, I officially turned in my 2-week notice at one of my jobs. I've been there for 6 years, so it's kind of scary. Let's see here, I get married in 16 days now, November 1st, so that's extremely exciting. And then when I get back from the wedding, I go down to one job on a new shift in my new role. I still won't publicly announce anything about that yet. Just because, like I said, I had a little confidentiality agreement I had to enter in to take the position that I did, so that's good for me. One thing I did want to talk about, though, it was not an easy decision, because normally my philosophy has been, if I need more money, I just throw hours at it. I get a second part-time job, or I get two part-time jobs and my full-time job, and that's always been my solution. As very flawed as that is, because I know and I have known for quite some time, that most jobs that are based on an hourly rate cannot pay you anywhere near what you're worth, because they have to make a profit. And that's why they pay you the amount of money that they do, is so they can in turn then make money on themselves. So really, employment, if you're somebody who wants, to put higher value on yourself, well, before I continue, let me state that I don't think there's anything wrong with employment. It's, having a job is very important, and I'm not trying to knock that at all. I just know that there is a few of us out there who really want to create something for themselves, or, I'm sorry, my cruise control didn't kick on there, so my car was slowing down a little bit, so now I'm trying to get everything set up. There we go. So yeah, I know for me, I don't mind hard work, and I don't mind working for somebody else, but I really would prefer the freedom of working for myself and working in my own business system rather than the whole 9 to 5. If you've read Rich Dad Poor Dad, you kind of have an idea of what I'm talking about, and it's something that they talked a lot about when I was an Amway representative. So that philosophy still kind of reaches deep within inside me and resonates. Now, like I was saying a moment ago, just because I'm losing one job, I'm no longer going to be working 18 hours a day, doesn't mean my grind is any less. It wasn't a very easy decision, because like I said, that was always my philosophy, was just throw more hours at it. And then also, so now it's a little bit more on me, because in order to make the extra money, I have to do extra things. But my fiance and I talked, and Ashley and myself agreed that the one job would be plenty to pay the bills, and then I will be able to really focus in on a lot of my projects I have going on. Like I said, I won't go into details about those for another week or so until I have something more concrete going on. Just because, that goes into that danger of the idea that I talked about last night, that coming up with an idea and discussing it with all of you is almost as exciting as completing the idea itself. So once I have a little bit more to report on, I will definitely fill everybody in. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit too today about a job and employment and working. And it seems to be a common trend. I don't know if it's always been like this or if it's just kind of people's attitudes of today. But more and more I notice I'm working with people that all they do is complain and complain and complain about their job. And I think they fail to realize that they're the ones who put in the application, and they're the ones who chose to do the job that they're doing, and they continue to choose to wake up every day, go to that same job, complete the same task, and feel the same way. And I know, everybody has their own bills they have to pay, and it's not necessarily easy, but if you dislike your job that much, you know where the door's at. Stop complaining. It's really frustrating to me. Like, I work 18 hours a day because I chose to. Nobody's forcing me to work that much. Like, so I'm not going to complain about it. I might get tired, I might get grumpy, and, I may be a little bit aggressive or whatnot because of the tiredness, but I do everything in my power not to take that out on others because it's not their fault. I chose that life. And I kind of going back to the whole job thing, like, not only did you choose that life, but if you don't like it, then change the situation. And if it's you don't like any job, do what I'm doing and go out and create something for yourself. One thing I can touch upon is I'm in the middle of writing 2 books, hopefully to have them released before Christmas. That way I can put them out on the Kindle platform and hit the seasonal sales surge with the Kindle books and the ebooks. So it's a small, one thing that I'm really going to be working on pretty heavily as soon as I'm down to this one job here in a couple weeks. And then the other thing about a job is I think most people get so frustrated with the job because, oh, I'm not allowed to talk, or, oh, my boss is mean, or they have all these high standards. But you're forgetting what a job is. A job is just a tool to provide you income, which in turn you use to pay your bills. Like all these stipulations about not being able to talk at work, or they have high expectations from you at work. You should have high expectations of yourself with anything you do. Like, that's why you taste a pot of chili 3 or 4 times before you serve it to your family. Or you dip your pinky in the spaghetti sauce to see if it needs more garlic. Like, you hold yourself to the highest standard when you do other things. Why not with your job? And to sit there and go to work and expect to do nothing, like, really think about that. How does that make you feel? I tried so hard not to argue last night with someone I worked with because they kept on just complaining about their job and how they got stuck with a very small, tedious task. And, oh, I can't believe, well, whatever. I don't even remember what they were saying. I really don't care that much. It's just the fact that I understand the frustration of not wanting to have to do a job. And I understand the frustration of having employment that's not that gratifying. I understand all that. That's why I picked up the second job to try to help pay for the wedding. And I've picked up second jobs in the past to kind of make up for shortcomings with bad decisions financially. And then that way I could relax a little bit or transition into a new job that I like. Give myself a little bit of a cushion. And then that's also why, I'm doing these YouTube videos, because I'm transitioning from the 9 to 5 or the excessive overtime and all that to trying to do something for myself and create something on my own. And that's because I made that decision. Now, I'd also enjoyed my job, so that was kind of a help. But at the same time, like, who cares if you can't talk? Are you trying to say that talking is a requirement to provide for your family? Like, if you have to choose between putting food on the table and talking, you're going to choose talking because you prefer to talk? No. So shut up about it. Like, really, it's really that simple. Don't be upset about things that, 1, you cannot control, and 2, are a necessary evil. Like, I used to do that a lot, especially when I was younger. And then finally I just realized, like, with work, some jobs have some challenges, and those challenges are a daily struggle, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's part of the industry that you're in. So guess what? Deal with it. You know what's coming. Don't get upset about it on a daily basis. It's not worth it. And then, like I said, same thing with the whole talking and thing. Like, it's not worth being upset. And trust me, I'm a talker. I love to talk. I will talk your ear off if you let me. That's why, if you notice, I don't know how much you know about YouTube, but when you're first starting out, until you reach, I don't know, even if it's a certain level or what, because I really don't know a lot about it either, you're only allotted so much time you can record, and that's why my recordings have been hitting pretty close to the limit. And I went from, the the 5-minute initial launch video to a 7.5-minute video, and lately I've been pushing 13 minutes. Really pushing the envelope on how much time I talk on these videos, because one, I'm getting a lot more comfortable. The feeling I have from episode 2 to now, or even 2 to 3, was just completely different. It was just so much easier to talk. Now that I'm driving and talking, excuse me, it really calms my nerves, even though it's a little bit dangerous. I don't suggest anybody do that. I'm not really one to follow the rules anyways, so not a very good excuse to put myself in danger like that. But that's why I don't put my eyes on the camera very much. I just kind of look forward for the most part, glance back every now and then to make sure you're not looking inside my ear, or I'm not, pointing the camera towards the ceiling, but still make sure that it's focused on me. But yeah, so like I said, just real excited. It's going to be a very interesting transitioning from the one job, or 2 jobs, which I've been doing for a little while now, back to one job, and then making that that career switch, or that quick pivot. And it's a necessary evil. I need to stop throwing my hours at somebody else to make money, and it's time that I throw those extra hours into myself. Like I said, been putting in 18-hour days, 16 absolute minimum, and then you got an hour and a half to 2 hours of driving depending on traffic. And really, if I just take half those hours that I was working the second job, and I invest those hours into myself with building these few businesses that I got going, been helping my brother. I'm going to talk about that one actually probably in the next video. I'm real excited for what's happening there. It's actually both my brothers. And then also, I'm losing my voice a little bit here, with writing these books, I'm just going to end up paying myself well beyond whatever a second job's going to pay me. Now, my fiance and I have already talked about it. For some of these business ventures, I do need a little bit of money. So what I'll do is I'll get something part-time, 15 to 20 hours a week on the weekends, or at night from like 9 to close, or 8 to close, whatever restaurants are open, and get my seed money that way. Or you reach out to friends and family and see if I can't get a loan, or bring them in for some sort of incentive on their part. But so yeah, if you know what you need to do and you're just afraid to do it, close your eyes and dive. That's all I can say, and you'll feel better when you land. But I'm on my way to work. Gonna pull in, get that loaner badge. Yay! It's always so much fun. And then I'll talk to everybody soon.